Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL this season, you've probably noticed that the Cleveland Browns are making some serious waves, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But what's really catching everyone's attention right now is how the Browns' defense has been able to handle some of the best rushing attacks in the league, and how that's shaping their season and their aspirations for a deep playoff run. The matchup we're focusing on today is against the Detroit Lions, a team that's been quite impressive on offense, particularly with their ground game. And this game, Week 4, turned out to be a real test for Cleveland's top-ranked run defense, and it definitely delivered some interesting insights into how the Browns are evolving this season. Now, heading into this game, there was a lot of buzz about the Lions' rushing attack. Detroit, known for their gritty, physical style, has been led by Jahmyr Gibbs, who's been a revelation this season. Coming into Week 4, Gibbs was already establishing himself as one of the league's most dynamic runners. And he didn't disappoint, rushing for 91 yards and a touchdown on just 15 carries against Cleveland. That's no small feat, especially considering how tough Cleveland's run defense has been throughout the season. The Browns entered Week 4 with the #1 rushing defense in the entire NFL, holding opponents to an average of just 81 rushing yards per game. That's a stat that really stands out, and it's a testament to the hard work and discipline of this Cleveland defensive front. Players like Myles Garrett have been instrumental in that effort, consistently putting pressure on quarterbacks and shutting down running lanes, making life difficult for any opponent trying to establish a ground game. But let's take a moment to reflect on that matchup, because it was more than just about the yards on the ground. It was about the mindset, the physicality, and the adjustments made on both sides of the ball. Cleveland's defense, renowned for its toughness, faced a significant challenge from the Lions' offensive line and running backs. And while the Lions did manage to run for 109 yards in total, it's important to understand the context. Cleveland's defense held Detroit to just 38 yards per carry, which is pretty impressive considering the reputation of Detroit's rushing attack. In comparison, Cleveland's defense has been stellar all season, and in Weeks 1 and 2, they combined for just 91 rushing yards allowed across both games. That's a clear sign of their consistency. Now, what's even more fascinating is how Cleveland was able to contain other Lions runners besides Gibbs. David Montgomery, for example, ran for only 12 yards on 9 carries, which is underwhelming for a running back of his caliber, especially against a defense like Cleveland's. Wide receiver Jameson Williams, who's been used sometimes as a gadget player, recorded a 3-yard loss on his only carry. That's a testament to how disciplined the Browns' front seven was in this game, not just in stopping the run, but also in keeping the Lions' offensive options in check. Myles Garrett, in particular, had a noteworthy game with 1 tackle for loss and 2 quarterback hits on Jared Goff. And even though Cleveland didn't record any sacks in Week 4, Garrett emphasized that the Lions ran effectively enough to stay out of obvious passing situations, which is a big part of their game plan. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The Lions' offensive scheme, especially their rushing attack, is designed to be gritty and physical, and they want to move defenders off the ball. Myles Garrett, after the game, didn't shy away from praising the Lions' effort. He acknowledged that they were tough, gritty, and that they ran the ball well enough to keep it as a main feature of their offense. "Hats off to them," Garrett said, which is a significant statement coming from a player as respected as him. He also pointed out that Detroit's offensive line was able to move the ball effectively, and that's something Cleveland's coaching staff and players took note of. In fact, Garrett and Browns' defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz had previously questioned Detroit's offensive coordinator, John Morton, about their running game. Morton had claimed that Cleveland hadn't seen a running game like Detroit's, which prompted some back and forth between the two sides. But Cleveland, of course, isn't just about talking. They're about results. And through 4 weeks, they've been remarkably stingy against the run, holding teams to under 100 yards on the ground in almost every game. The Browns' run defense is not only top-ranked, but also one of the most disciplined units in the league. That's partly due to the talent along the defensive line, with Garrett leading the charge, and partly due to the scheme adjustments made by Schwartz and his coaching staff. They've been able to adjust and contain some of the league's best rushing teams, including Baltimore and Cincinnati, which have also been known for their potent ground attacks. Now, despite Cleveland's impressive run defense, the Lions' game plan showed just how dangerous they can be, even against a top-tier unit. It's a reminder that in the NFL, nothing is guaranteed, and every game is about adjustments, grit, and execution. Detroit's ability to run the ball effectively, even against a defense that's been virtually impenetrable, speaks volumes about their offensive line's strength and their running backs' talent. And it also highlights the importance of Cleveland's continued focus on stopping the run, which remains a cornerstone of their identity this season. Looking ahead, this matchup sets the stage for an intriguing narrative in the AFC North. Cleveland's defense has established itself as one of the league's best, especially against the run, and that's a crucial advantage when facing teams like Cincinnati and Baltimore, who also prioritize their ground games. But it's clear that the Lions, with their gritty rushing attack led by Gibbs, are a team to watch carefully. They're demonstrating that they can run the ball against top defenses, and that makes them even more dangerous moving forward. In the broader picture, Cleveland's defense continues to be a driving force behind their success this season. Their ability to limit opponents' rushing yards, control the clock, and keep the opposing offense in predictable situations is a big reason they're sitting at or near the top of the league standings. Myles Garrett, as always, is a key piece in this puzzle. His leadership and relentless effort set the tone for the entire unit. And even in games where they didn't sack the quarterback, Garrett's pressure and presence open opportunities for others to make plays. Meanwhile, the conversation around the Browns' offense remains focused on their ability to protect the quarterback and run the ball effectively. With Deshaun Watson leading the charge, Cleveland's offense has shown flashes of brilliance, but it's their defense that continues to be the backbone of this team's success. The way they've been able to adapt and respond to different offensive schemes is a testament to their coaching staff's preparation and the players' discipline. And as the season progresses, the AFC North is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in the league. Cleveland's strong defense against the run could be the difference-maker in tight games, especially when facing divisional rivals like Cincinnati and Baltimore, who love to lean on their rushing attacks. The Lions' example shows that even the best defenses can be challenged, but Cleveland's resilience and talent give them a real shot at staying at the top of the division. Now, fans, it's worth noting that this game was also a real test of Cleveland's ability to adapt and execute under pressure. Even without recording sacks, they managed to contain the Lions' running game and keep Jared Goff relatively in check when passing. Garrett's comments after the game highlight the respect they have for Detroit's running scheme, but also their confidence in their own abilities. That's a critical mindset for any team with Super Bowl aspirations. Confidence in the defense, combined with a balanced offense, is what can propel Cleveland deep into the postseason. Looking at the season as a whole, Cleveland's goal remains clear: build on this strong defensive foundation, improve their offensive consistency, and keep their focus on every opponent they face. Their ability to shut down the run has been a key factor in their success, and it's a quality that will serve them well as they face even tougher challenges ahead. The AFC North, as always, is a battleground, and every game counts. The Browns are showing that they're ready to fight for every inch, and as long as they keep this level of discipline and intensity, they'll be in the mix for a playoff run. In summary, Week 4's game against the Lions was a showcase of Cleveland's defensive prowess, especially against a potent rushing attack. Myles Garrett and the entire front seven played a vital role, and even though Detroit managed to run for over 100 yards, the Browns' defense stood tall when it mattered most. This game reminds us that the Browns are a team to be reckoned with, especially on defense, and that they're poised to make some serious noise in the AFC this season. With that said, fans should stay tuned, because this team is only getting better and the story of their season is still being written. The AFC North is heating up, and Cleveland is right in the middle of the action, fighting for that division crown and a shot at another Super Bowl appearance. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what does all of this mean for the Browns moving forward? Well, it shows that their defense is among the best in the league, and that they're capable of adjusting game plans to contain even the most dangerous rushing attacks. Myles Garrett's leadership and relentless effort continue to be a catalyst for this unit, and it's clear that Cleveland's defense is a major reason why they're contenders. The game against Detroit was a reminder that in the NFL, every game is a test of resilience, discipline, and execution. And Cleveland has been passing those tests with flying colors so far. But let's not forget, football is a long season. There will be ups and downs, and teams will come back with new strategies. The Browns need to stay focused, keep improving, and maintain that relentless attitude they showed against Detroit. If they do, there's no reason why they can't keep climbing higher in the standings and make a deep postseason run. Their defense, especially against the run, can be the foundation that carries them through the challenges ahead. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this game? Do you believe Cleveland's defense can keep up this level of dominance all season? How important is Myles Garrett to this team's success? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Browns!